What's going on, guys? This is Tiger War Eagle 14, and welcome into what's going to be a pretty good show, Tiger War Eagle 14 show. We got bowl games to choose, plus we got the Kelly Bryant story going on. I'll get to that here in just a second. And also you got Urban Meyer retiring, which is, I could say I feel, I think Urban Meyer had a great career, to be honest. I really think he did. I mean, obviously, everyone thinks he had a great career, or they know. So we're going to get to all of that stuff. Plus, I'm going to be answering your comments down below. Let's go ahead and do these bowl picks first. AFR Celebration Bowl, Air Force Reserve. I think that's what it is. North Carolina A&T, Alcorn State. This is obviously the HBCU, I think that's right, HBCU National Championship game between the Southwestern Athletic Conference and the Mid-East American Conference. What do we call that conference up there? I think last year, was it Grambling that won last year? And they're from the SWAC. They didn't make it this year. I think they played North Carolina A&T or somebody else. Okay, North Carolina A&T, they played in this game. I think it was 2 years ago. Alcorn State, I think this is a rematch, isn't it? From not last year, but I think the year before. I think Alcorn State's played in this game before. I don't know much about these teams, but I did get to see North Carolina A&T play at Jacksonville State. But if you have not seen that, I've done a live stream at the Crampton Bowl when they had the that game, North Carolina A&T and JSU down in Montgomery. And North Carolina A&T, they brought a good crowd down there. So just for that, I'm going to pick North Carolina A&T. But I do like their quarterback. Their quarterback's a stud. I forgot his name, but he's good. Next game, the New Mexico Bowl, North Texas and Utah State. Utah State having its best year since, I believe, 2011 when they nearly beat Auburn. I remember that. I was there. I mean, at the time, I really didn't care about stats in football. All I cared about was winning. But I didn't know that Utah State was that good that year. But I didn't know they were this good this year. So, in North Texas. I mean, North Texas had a pretty surprising year, blowing out Arkansas over at Fayetteville. But I think a good year comes to an end for North Texas. I think Utah State gets its 11th win of the year, if I'm correct. I think it's 11 if they win their bowl game. So give me Utah. Give me Utah State. Auto Nation Cure Bowl, Louisiana versus Tulane. 2 Louisiana schools. I did see Louisiana play Alabama this year. Tulane, they're okay, but they're not good. I'm going Louisiana. I think the Raging Cajuns get it done in the Cure Bowl. The Mitsubishi Motors Las Vegas Bowl, Fresno State versus Arizona State. The first true Power 5 team playing in a bowl game on this list. Fresno State, Arizona State coming into this game in their first year under I don't forgot his name. I can't believe it. I forgot his name. The coach at Arizona State. Wait, Herm Edwards. Okay, I'm sorry. Herm Edwards. First year under Herm Edwards, first ever bowl appearance for Herm Edwards at Arizona State. They're going up against Fresno State. Take me Fresno. I'll take Fresno. I believe they're the favorites to win this game. Raycom Media Camellia Bowl down at the Crampton Bowl in Montgomery. Eastern Michigan versus Georgia Southern. Eastern Michigan this year took down a once a 0-3 Purdue team, but they did go on to beat Ohio State. That is Purdue. But Eastern Michigan, I think that was their first ever win over a Big Ten opponent, if I'm not mistaken. Going up against Georgia Southern, who had a pretty good turnaround year after disappointing last year. They played against Auburn. They were disappointing to watch. Give me Georgia Southern. I think they're going to win the Camellia Bowl over the Eagles of Eastern Michigan. The R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl, Appalachian State versus Middle Tennessee. Appalachian State coming off a conference championship in the Sun Belt, taking on Middle Tennessee, the runner-ups of Conference USA. I'm gonna take let me take Middle Tennessee. I do like their quarterback, Stockstill, the son of the head coach for the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders. I'll take Middle Tennessee to beat Appalachian State in New Orleans. The Cherry Bundy Tart Cherry. Can someone tell me what the hell that is, please? Because I'm confused. The Cherry Bundy Tart Cherry Boca Raton Bowl, Northern Illinois versus UAB. What a year for UAB. 2 years ago, they didn't even field a college football team because of the shutdown they had over money and financial problems. And here now, who they are with a 10-win season and a conference title game. First year, or the first ever 10-win season in UAB history, as well as the first conference championship. I think they'll end 2018 with a great win over Northern Illinois, the MAC champions in the Boca Raton Bowl. So give me the Blazers. I think they'll win over Northern Illinois. The DXL Frisco Bowl, Ohio versus San Diego State. Against two more teams I have no idea about. I didn't even watch one San Diego State game all year long, mostly because I was busy, but because they weren't on TV that much. So, but I'll take San Diego State. I'll take the Aztecs. I don't know what the point spreads are. I could look on my phone, but I think my phone's almost dead. The Bad Boy Mowers Gasparilla Bowl, Marshall versus South Florida at Tampa. So this is basically South Florida's home game. Marshall coming in, I think, with are they 7-5? I don't know. Give me South Florida. I'll take South Florida. It's a home game for them. They're going to show out one last time for the seniors in that stadium. The Makers wanted Bahamas Bowl, the first game first bowl game overseas this bowl season, between Florida International and Toledo. I don't know much about these teams. Let's see. Just because I like Florida International's coach, I'm taking Florida International. I do like Butch Davis. I've seen the not last year too, but the U Part 2 thing. Pretty good documentary. It's about that 2001 Miami Hurricane Championship team led by Butch Davis. Well, a majority of it began with him, but I do like Butch Davis. That's why I'm going with Florida International. The famous Idaho Potato Bowl, BYU versus Western Michigan. After probably a really tough year for BYU a year ago, they're back in the bowl game, taking on Western Michigan, who did not get qualified for a bowl game last year, even though they were 6-6. Because of that whole choosing teams thing, you only get limited. I think it's a shame. But this year, these two teams are back in the bowl game. I'll take BYU. I'm going to take the Cougars in this one. Mostly because it's closer to home, closer to BYU, but also because, I don't even know who's on Utah, BYU, but I think they got a good team. I do like their head coach, though. By the way, I am actually going to be trying to do a live stream at the Birmingham Bowl on what day is that? I am planning to go to the Music City Bowl. I'll be talking more about that here in just a minute. Birmingham Bowl. Memphis coming in as conference runner-ups to UCF. Wake Forest coming in at 6-6. So these two teams going in opposite directions. One that's could be either 7-6 or 6-6 versus a team that could have how many wins? I think Memphis has 9 wins or 8 wins. I can't remember. But usually the underdogs do pretty good in this game. I think in the past 2 Birmingham Bowls, really because of South Florida, but the past 2 Birmingham Bowls were shootouts, high scoring, close. I don't think this will be the case for Memphis and Wake Forest. Well, actually, no, I think it'll be the case. I think for the 3rd straight year in a row, the Birmingham Bowl will feature pretty good offenses. I think there's going to be a high scoring shootout. I'm going to take, however, Give me Memphis. I'll take Memphis and take the spread if Memphis is a favorite. The Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl between Houston and Army. Look, I'm not biased, but I'm going with Army. Why? Because not only because I love Army because my some of my relatives that served in the Army but didn't go to West Point, but also because I love that triple option. That's what you call old man football, grandpa football. But I'm telling you, that triple option can work for anybody that has that type of offense. Except for Georgia Tech, who's been using that since Paul Johnson was at Georgia Tech beginning like 2008. He's been there running that same crap since he got there. But I'll take Army. I think they'll take down Houston. Dollar General Bowl in Mobile. Dollar General Bowl in Mobile. Let me make sure I said that right. Troy versus Buffalo. Buffalo coming off a heartbreaking loss to Northern Illinois in the MAC championship game. Troy couldn't finish the year strong to get to the inaugural Sun Belt championship. I think I really want to choose Buffalo. I really want Buffalo because I mean that's a really that could be my wild card team to win a bowl game this year. But I'm sorry, I'm going with the home state team. I'm going with Troy, especially in Mobile. They're going to be packing that place full of Trojans. I think Troy wins the game over Buffalo. The Hawaii Bowl, Hawaii versus Louisiana Tech. So this is Hawaii's home game. Weren't they in the Hawaii Bowl 2 years ago, or was it 3 or 1? It was either last year, 2 years, or 3 years ago. I can't remember when they played in the Hawaii Bowl. But Louisiana Tech is a pretty good team too. But I'm going with the home state team again. I'm going with Hawaii. I think they'll do okay against Louisiana Tech. The Surf Pro First Responder Bowl, Boston College versus Boise State. This game is going to be fun to watch. I'm really excited to see how Boston College handles those disappointing losses to Clemson. Obviously, they couldn't do well against them. Boise State, a frustrating end to their year as well, lost the conference championship game to Fresno State in the Mountain West. But give me Boston College. I'll take Boston College to pull the upset. The Quick Lane Bowl, Minnesota and Georgia Tech. This will be, I think, is Paul Johnson coaching this game? Somebody in the comment section, let me know if Paul Johnson's coaching this game or if he's retiring like before the game. I don't even know if he is coaching the Quick Lane Bowl for Georgia Tech. I don't know if he either stepped down like literally before the game or if he's going to coach at all. So let me know if he is coaching right now, like just for the bowl game. Because I think I want to pick Georgia Tech. If Paul Johnson's still at Georgia Tech right now, I'm going to pick Georgia Tech to win. If not, I'm taking Minnesota and PJ Fleck to win the game. But I'm gonna leave this game as unmarked for right now. And while you guys let me know if Paul Johnson's still coaching right now at Georgia Tech. The Cheez-It Bowl. The Cheez-It Bowl. TCU versus California. Man, it's been a frustrating year for TCU. Really frustrating. Nearly beat Ohio State, but I think we're taken away because of the refs. I really want to take California, though. I mean, I really do want them. I feel like they can win their bowl game. I think they can do it, but I'm gonna take TCU. I think they're gonna have a positive ending to the year by winning another bowl game under Gary Patterson. How long has Gary Patterson been there? He's been there for I can't remember how long he's been there. Sorry, I'm gonna be working the Alabama game. That's why I'm looking at the computer to see what time it is. But I'm gonna still try to live stream while I'm working the game at the same time. Who's next? Walk-Ons Independence Bowl, Duke versus Temple. Temple began the year with a loss to their inner city opponent, Villanova. Duke, I think they got 6 wins, do they? I think they got 6. Give me Duke. I'll take Duke to win the bowl game. While I'm at it, let me go and talk about Urban Meyer. Thomas Het. Okay, I see your comment now. Anyway, Thomas, I think Urban Meyer had a good career. I think he's a great coach. He was a great philosopher to young men. I think not to hit wives. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that out there. But I mean, despite all the allegations he's been through, despite all the crap he's been through, health problems with his head and brain, and everything, cyst or whatever it was, Urban, a great man. He's a great guy that can. He's a great coach. That's all I can say. He's a great coach. Coached at 4 different schools: Bowling Green, Utah went undefeated with them. Won the Fiesta Bowl against Pittsburgh. Obviously, coached at Florida along with coaching Tim Tebow. But he could not beat the Auburn Tigers. He could never beat the Auburn Tigers because Jordan Hare and the fact that this team has those white uniforms that we won a bunch of games in a row in them. But Urban Meyer, I'm sad he's leaving. I'm sad he's retiring, but he's a great man. I'm gonna miss him. He's a great coach. And like I said, nobody's gonna be able to top him, in my opinion. So, yeah, that's how I feel about Urban. I think he's a great coach. Obviously, what I said. New Era Pinstripe Bowl, Wisconsin versus Miami, a rematch from last year's Orange Bowl down in Miami Gardens. This time they're playing at Yankee Stadium at the Bronx. Oh, this is a tough game. This is really, really a tough game to pick. With that said, I'm just going to wait, and I'm going to pick here in a little bit. Academy Sports and Outdoors Bowl, Texas Bowl, Baylor versus Vanderbilt. This is going to be a fun game. Matt Rule in his first bowl game with the Baylor Bears versus Vanderbilt and Derek Mason coaching in his second bowl game, I think, as Vanderbilt coach. Man, that's a tough game. I'm still going to pick it. I'll take Vanderbilt. I think Vanderbilt will win. I think they'll have a great ending, 3 wins in a row to wrap up 2018. And that's how he's doing in 2019. Franklin American Mortgage Music City Bowl, Purdue versus Auburn. Now, before you guys start bashing me because I'm biased, let me go and say it with reason. This is the first ever meeting between Auburn and Purdue. I've always wanted to see Auburn play against the Big Ten teams. But to play Purdue, buddy, let me tell you, Purdue is a good team, great team. They can beat you at any point. They're a hard-hitting football team. That's what the Big Ten's all about, hard-hitting football. In the cold, in the snow, I love that type of conference. But when you're going into but to see Purdue playing against an SEC team, it's rare. You never see Purdue play any SEC team. And they barely have any experience with SEC teams, I don't think they do. So with that said, I think Auburn finally gets over the hump of bowl game losses. Gus Malzahn finally gets that second bowl win and gets Auburn some positive vibes for next year. By the way, I'll get to Kelly Bryant here in a minute. I'll go ahead and say right now, he did not choose Auburn. He's going somewhere else. Camping World Bowl, West Virginia and Syracuse. It's going to be a good game. So all the other bowl games are good. This one's going to be really fun. Syracuse had a really good year. First 9-win season, looking for 10 wins. Give me Syracuse. I think Syracuse wins. I think it's a rivalry, isn't it? From the old Big East days between West Virginia and Syracuse. Yeah, I'm taking Syracuse. Okay, hold on. Stand by, guys. I got to get ready to get this game going. So, hold on. Stand by. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I trying to find the Alabama game on basketball. Working the Alabama basketball game tonight. Can't find the game right now, but I'm waiting for it to come on.
Charge after police say the suspect entering the store asking for drugs. He's described as African American. He was wearing a knit hat and dark pants.
After the Ohio State bowl game, he's got some health problems going on. He's 54 years old, stepping away from Ohio State. Record-wise, I mean, he's one of the best coaches in the last of this era. He's right up there with these things. He's got three national titles, two of Ohio State. So it is what it is. He's got all the bags and stuff along with it. Got left long in the mess when he left. All the things with the assistant coach and
TT.com/aware to learn more. Staff refers to the federal supplemental nutrition. Text. The service will include a monthly data allowance depending on the type and speed of service you receive. If you exceed your monthly data plan allowance, you will be automatically charged $10 for each 50 gigabytes of data usage in excess of your data plan, even if less than 50 gigabytes is used. For details about data allowances, go to att.com/internet-user your Wi-Fi enabled device.
All right. Let's see. What are the bowl games we got? Okay. The Valero Alamo Bowl, Washington State, Iowa State. Give me the Cougars. I'll take Washington State. I'll take Wazoo to be Iowa State. This is where the first New Year's Six Bowl comes into play. Michigan, Florida, Peach Bowl. Take me Florida. Give me Florida. Obviously Dan Mullen is having the momentum right now. Michigan is not looking good. Their defense, it sucks. They're not going to be able to compete with that SEC offense. Give me Florida. The Gators are going to dominate Michigan. Belk Bowl, Virginia, South Carolina. Give me the Gamecocks. I think the Gamecocks will finally get that bowl win, unless they got one last year. Nevada, Arkansas State, the Nova Home Loans, Arizona Bowl. Give me Nevada. I'll take Nevada. Now these next two bowl games, the Cotton Bowl and the Orange Bowl, I'll decide. Those will be my last two games I'll decide because it's a playoff game. Military Bowl, Virginia Tech, Cincinnati. Give me the Bearcats. I think Cincinnati. They got a good team. I think they'll win. Hyundai Sun Bowl, Stanford, Pitt. I'll take Stanford. I think Stanford wins. Red Box Bowl, Oregon versus Michigan State. Give me the Ducks. I think Oregon wins. Arizona Liberty Bowl. I'll take the Cowboys. Oklahoma State wins it. SDCCU Holiday Bowl, Utah Northwestern. I'll take Utah. I think Utah will rebound from that Pac-12 championship loss, and they'll take out their frustration against Northwestern. Tax Slayer Gator Bowl, Texas A&M, North Carolina State. Give me the Aggies. I think the Aggies will prevail against Finley. Ryan Finley, that guy, he's a competitor. But I think the Aggies will prevail. They'll take down Finley. Outback Bowl, Mississippi State, Iowa. Give me the Bulldogs. I'll take Mississippi State. Penn State, Kentucky in the Citrus Bowl. This is a tough one. Kentucky, they've had a great season. Nearly won the East against Georgia. Nearly had 10 wins, but if they can win this game, they'll get 10 wins. But Penn State trying to take the frustration off this pretty I don't want to call it disappointing. I think it was an okay year, just wasn't expected that a lot of people thought they'd do. So, but I'll take Kentucky. I think Kentucky will finally get that 10th win. This is the next one. This is gonna get ugly. PlayStation Fiesta Bowl UCF versus LSU. Man, I always have a weird thing for underdogs like UCF. You know, underdogs in big games tend to pull off the unthinkable. Oh man. What the heck? Give me UCF. They'll beat LSU. LSU's had a really good year, a very good year, but I don't think the year's going to end on a positive note. I think they're still frustrated on the loss to Texas A&M, that 7 overtime game. So with that said, get me UCF. This will be their second straight New Year's Six win. Rose Bowl, Ohio State, Washington. As I just mentioned a few minutes before, Urban Meyer's retiring. The Rose Bowl will be his last stand, going up against a Washington team who has also Jake Browning and Myles Gaskins in their final stand before they leave Washington for the NFL. This is hard. Man. Washington's first Rose Bowl since 2000. Ohio State's first is 2009. Give me the Buckeyes. I think Ohio State they'll end Urban Meyer's career on a great note. Not only Big Ten champions, but Rose Bowl champs. That's Urban Meyer's #1 bowl game to go to, and he's finally going to get that chance. The last bowl game, Georgia versus Texas on this list, Georgia and Texas. I'm looking forward to that game. I think that game is going to be a lot of fun to watch. Georgia's offense versus Texas stout offense. Their defense is a little messed up because of that Big 12 championship. Georgia frustrated on that loss to Alabama. I think they'll take care of Texas. I think Georgia's defense, if their secondary can improve, I think Georgia wins. I'll give it the Bulldogs. Now, these last two bowl games that I forgot to do, or that I haven't picked yet because they're hard to choose. The first one was the Quick Lane Bowl, Minnesota, Georgia Tech. Again, if Paul Johnson's coaching this game, I'll pick Georgia Tech. If not, I'll take PJ Fleck. I don't know if Paul Johnson's coaching, so with that said, get me Minnesota. I think Minnesota takes care of Georgia Tech. PJ Fleck gets that bowl win he's been wanting at Minnesota. Well, dang, where's this basketball game? I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to. There's one more, and then I'll do the New Year's Six. What was it? Baylor Wait, no. Oh, Wisconsin, Miami. That was the other game. Give me the Hurricanes. I think they'll get that revenge win over Wisconsin. They met last year in the Orange Bowl, and Wisconsin they did beat Miami, but in this case, I'll take Miami, even though they're heading up north. Now, the last two games also are the Cotton Bowl. It's the playoff games, Cotton Bowl and the Orange Bowl. First one I'm going to do is Clemson Notre Dame. Look, we all know what happened the last time Clemson played Notre Dame. It was a crazy game. Notre Dame scores a touchdown. They're in the rain during the hurricane. I forgot what the Hurricane's name was. They go for 2 for the win, and they fail. Clemson prevails and goes undefeated to lose to Alabama the championship game. But I think Notre Dame wants to get that monkey off their back to beat Clemson. and then when I get back to the national championship game, the Stars are aligned for Notre Dame. This is the 30th anniversary of their last championship, 1988, with Lou Holtz and that Catholic convict team. So with that said, I'm taking Notre Dame. Yes, you heard it here first on Tiger War Eagle 14 show. Notre Dame is going to beat Clemson. They'll beat Clemson. They'll go to Santa Clara to play for the national championship against the next bowl game I'm about to pick. Alabama and Oklahoma. The last time these two met, New Orleans in the Sugar Bowl, Trevor Knight showed out and beat A.J. McCarron. Probably his worst game of his career for A.J. McCarron. This time it's Tua Tagovailoa if he's healthy. I think he's healthy. I saw in the news today he's healthy in that again. He might play. And Kyler Murray, of course, these two guys are Heisman finalists, along with Dwayne Haskins from Ohio State. Oh, my gosh. I don't know. I think Alabama's going to be hung over from that SEC championship because they beat the team that nearly beat Alabama back in the national championship game, and they're still going to be hung over on that SEC championship. That's a hard, man. That's hard. I don't know. This game, I'm expecting to be high scoring. To be honest, I really do. I don't know. Alabama, Oklahoma. Oh, man. Okay, if Jalen Hurts starts, I think they're in trouble. If Tua starts, they'll be okay. But in this case, you know what? I'm picking Alabama. I think Alabama beats Oklahoma, and they'll play Notre Dame for the national championship. I'll decide the national championship game next time. Actually, no, I'll go ahead and do it right now. Alabama Notre Dame rematch from the national championship in Miami a couple years ago. And like I said, the Stars are aligned for Notre Dame to win a national championship because this is their 30th anniversary of their last championship. You probably know who I'm picking. Yeah, I'm picking Notre Dame to beat Alabama and win the national championship. Now, I know a lot of Bama's going to come in here and say I just hate Alabama, but it's not true. I still think the Stars are aligned for Notre Dame to win the national championship. It's 2018, the 30th anniversary of that team. Like I said, the national championship team. And I think they'll take the crown because when it comes to revenge factors like Alabama, you really want to win that game. So that said, those are two really good playoff games, like I said. So I'm really excited for this playoff. Notre Dame one win away from going back to the championship game. Thomas Head, I think, comes winning the Natty. I can see that, but I mean, look, aren't you? Not only me, but I think everybody else is sick and tired of seeing Alabama and Clemson year after year after year after year after year. Who knows? 10 years from now, we're going to see Alabama Clemson part 15 or 14, 13, whatever it is. I mean, I'm getting sick and tired of watching these two play every year. You know, they might as well just schedule each other for the kickoff game. Like, you know, kind of like what they do in basketball. Have like a kickoff classic. Like they have 4 teams playing. One game played one day and another played the next day. So if you want to play Clemson every year, fine. I don't want to see Clemson Alabama again and again and again and again in the playoffs because it's getting old very fast. They've been playing since my senior year in high school. So that's why I'm going with Alabama and Notre Dame to play for the championship. Now, other news. Kelly Bryant. Hold on. I'm going to go ahead and mute the mic for just 1 second. I'm going to see if I can get this album game started. I haven't even heard anything on this soundboard. What's the score of the Alabama basketball game?
Alabama is beating Georgia.
Okay. Dang, I'm trying to find that game. Where is it?
Big win. Here on the all-new B101.
Demi Lovato. I'm so sorry, I'm not sober anymore.
I'm Rob Thomas. I'm from a band called Matchbox 20.
All right, hold on, guys. I'll be right back. I gotta call somebody real quick. Hold on.